Reason why you should never rush into a relationship. So in today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to talk about some of the things that you should pay attention to when you're getting ready to get into a relationship. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. I'm your girl, Cece, and I'm joined by my hubby here. What's up, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Will, and it's always a pleasure to have you guys with us every Saturday morning. This is a weekly podcast. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so we can notify you when videos like this one come out. In this podcast, we talk about
love, life, family, relationship. Y'all know what we do here on this podcast. So glad to have y'all here with us this weekend.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
And as always, before we get into the topic of the day, we want to go into our blissful moments. So let's kick it. All right, blissful moment time. So what's good with you, Cece?
Y'all know I have 2 daughters, but you guys also know that when you have kids and you're doing your stuff and they just looking around and finding you somehow, I think it happened sometime this week. And they were playing The Floor is Lava. The thing is all over the place on the floor. The pillowcases on the floor. Not the pillowcase, the pillows on the floor. The couch is all over the place. They have chairs left and right. Literally was like my living room was upside down.
Chaotic.
Yeah, and when you came home, you saw it. Was it already organized when you got here?
No. It was upside down.
It was upside down, y'all. When you have kids, they just want to be playful, and you gotta let them be. Okay, so here's what happened. So I went to the bathroom and doing my thing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be going in there. Please do not come. Here comes my daughter. Knock on the door while I'm doing my stuff, y'all. Listen, mind you, when you're in the bathroom, you're doing your stuff. Okay, she's knocking on the door, and then before you know it, I'm like, babe, I'm in the bathroom. Can you just wait until I'm done? Well, I wanted to tell you what happened, and she started telling me the story as if she did not hear that it's like, I'm like, yo, are you not seeing or hear what I just told you? I'm busy. Come back in like 2 or 3 minutes.
She didn't care. She wanted to say what she wanted to say.
And I was like, these girls, they just don't care. Like if mommy's having her moment and if I'm having my quality time, they don't care. They're just going to bust in and ask questions and what you doing, Mom? And I told her, wait until I come out. And yet she was still there talking. And then here comes the little one. And then, mind you, this was the older one.
Yeah.
This was like, not the youngest one. This was like the oldest child. She's 11. And I was like, yo, I'm just going to be here for a little bit. Just give me a few minutes. And then here comes the little one and started telling me about her story. I'm like, y'all gotta be kidding me for real. Like, it's like, do we have a life anymore? Like, when you become a mom, kids don't really care much what you're doing. You could be in the bathroom, you could be doing something. They don't care. I thought it was funny, but at the same time, I was like, y'all, yeah, it's just crazy.
Well, that's what you experience when you have kids.
It was just crazy, but I was like, whatever.
They do what they do. See, my week's not been that interesting. It has been. You know, the project I've been working on for it's been 5 Saturdays so far.
But how is that a blissful moment, though? Are you telling us what you've been working on?
No, actually, what's blissful about it?
That you're almost done with the project?
One, I'm almost done. Second, I could see the excitement.
Yeah.
Coming from seeing how things were.
I bet you your mother-in-law is already like all excited.
How things are becoming.
She was literally singing last week. She's like, oh my goodness.
She's been praying for me.
Yeah, she's been praying for you. She's like, hopefully this is a new business route for you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good. I mean, what's blissful on this? Obviously, a few things. I'm almost done with this first part of the project. I could see the excitement, and I could start feeling the pride.
Yeah.
Taking things, break everything down. It's like God does it. It breaks you down and then rebuild you.
That's right.
Reborn again. I guess that's a term that I could use. But yes, it's been good to spend some time on it this past Saturday. And this Tuesday, spent a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Looking forward to get to it later today.
Yeah.
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 Should be good.
I think so too.
I know you guys are probably wondering, this guy never showed us what he's doing.
Yeah, it's coming. And I bet you, and I want you to go ahead and create your own YouTube channel. So, yeah, he's going to create his own YouTube channel so you can follow him on that channel where he has all his home stuff. Because I'm sure some of you guys can use what he's doing. I think
I can use what I'm doing. But yeah, this been our week. The kids have not been interrupting me.
Yes, no.
When I'm having my moments.
Yeah, that you get lucky.
Yeah.
For real.
But anyway, let's get into the topic of the day, which is reason you shouldn't rush into
you should never.
A relationship. Never.
You should never rush. I mean.
What if it feels good?
But still, you got to take your time.
What if you have an urge?
Then that means I don't know.
What if you can't resist?
I don't know. That means something wrong with you.
And is it falling in love is exciting. And, you get filled with hope. So it's easy to get carried away.
Well,
so,
yes. It is easy to feel like, oh my God, especially when you are young and you are sometimes I want to say young and dumb because you don't know much. You like see people have relationships and you want to be, I want to have a relationship too. I want to know what it feels like. So therefore you rush yourself into something that was not supposed to be it. A lot of us adult, we do that too sometimes because we feel like our time is ticking. We got to find a man or we got to find somebody to fill our purpose or.
Listen, when you have a need, you have a need.
But then this is the thing though. When you have a need, you have a need. I get it. Doesn't mean that I'm going to rush into someone and be committed.
Yeah. And this is where you have to be cautious. So rushing into a relationship can prevent you from creating that healthy environment for your relationship to grow in. So it comes with certain risk.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes, it does. It really does. And I know we did. We slowed down. We took our time. We did
slow down?
We sure did. 5 years before we got married.
Yeah,
baby.
I guess we did.
We slowed down. Listen, we did the whole thing. Okay, the old school thing, I should say. We did like the friend phase. Then the church going together phase. The church youth group attending phase. Yeah.
The pretending we didn't see each other phase. The not telling the parents and that we are seeing each other phase.
Well, yeah, until I know it's solid. You gotta know it's solid.
The telling the priest phase.
Well, yes, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went through all the phases.
We went through all the phases. This is why I feel like, when you slow things down with your partner, it's always the best thing to do. Where you spend more time with your partner, you spend time with friends, and you spend time with families. And I feel like sometimes when you spend time with them, it's more committed versus you rush into this. Oh, I gotta get into this. Oh, he look good. He look fly. I gotta get with this dude, or I gotta get with her. Yeah. Why are you smiling?
Well, yes. I mean, those are the physical attractions that cause people to, yes, this person looks good. They look fly. They smell good. They can talk well. Mm-hmm. They popular. Mm-hmm. All these things can potentially cause you to rush. They can't handle
themselves.
Yeah, you're falling when you're around this person.
Yeah.
So, things like this can make you jump in. But yeah, there's a lot of value in slowing down, building that commitment, building that friendship.
Yes.
And you find when you rush into things, you don't get to do these things.
Right.
And if you don't get to create that environment, your relationship will not build on solid ground.
Right.
So,
that part.
Yes.
That part.
So it's important to focus on being your best self.
Yeah.
And that will allow you to be ready.
Listen, but here's the thing though, for us girls in the beginning, it's gonna be hard for us to be to be
Your best self.
Your best self
Why
in the
not?
beginning, because the flirtations, because there's flirting and there's you unsure, you like hiding your feelings. I know I did. I'm like, being very giggling and unsure, like what's going on, what's this feeling. I was like, this is not me. But then I think after we got really into talking and get to know each other, and then I was like, okay, but then it takes time though. This wasn't built overnight. It took us a good 2 years.
Made me wait.
I sure did. Yeah.
And then she started pressuring me. When are you going to do this?
Well, yeah, 4 years later, we need to know what we're doing. And when I say we, I mean my mother and I.
They kept asking what you've been hanging around for.
Not him, because y'all probably heard this before from previous podcasts where we talk about, my husband was more like soon, and his soon is not a month or 2 or 3 later. His soon is like a year or 2 later. Because
I was in a rush. I was not in a rush.
We were not in a rush. When I say we, I mean me and my mom.
Yeah.
We were not in a rush, but I truly feel like, when you're dating someone for such a long time, like 4 years is a long time.
So at that point, it pays to have a little bit of a rush.
Well, yeah.
Into things.
And I'm like, okay, yes, we need to know where we're going. Are we in, or are we just like 50-50?
We were in. If I stuck around for 4 years, we were in.
Then what was the fear?
Oh, there was no fear.
So you were just like...
It was just, I didn't want to do it yet. But anyway, aside from our unusual story, before you rush into a relationship, there are 6 things at least we came up with.
Yes.
That we think you should know and you should take into consideration. So, because if you were to run into something so quickly and not pay attention, you could potentially have some regrets.
Right.
And believe me, regrets is nothing that any one of us look forward to. So let's get into the 6 things just so you guys can have an idea as to.
And let me just clear that up. When I say we were rushing, we if you're with someone for 4 years and you need to know where we're going, are we engaging, are we getting married, versus when you're with someone for 4 days, right? If I'm with you for 4 days, 4 weeks, I'm not going to be like, what we doing? Where we going? I understand we're friends. We could still be friends. However, I want to make sure that I clear this up. 4 years dating someone, you need to know what's the next thing here. What are we doing? Are we going to talk about wedding soon? Because
we could just
4
keep dating.
years, it's not 4 days. It's not 4 weeks. It's not 4 months. It's years. So yes, in that case, I need to know what are we doing here? How much longer are we gonna be doing this? Because sometimes I'll be tired of being the boyfriend and the girlfriend, or not to him.
I wasn't tired.
Sometimes, listen, ladies, if you agree with me, please let me know in the comment below if you agree with me. Give me 100%.
That you can get tired of being boyfriend and girlfriend.
That you get tired of carrying the title of being the girlfriend.
I wasn't tired.
After a certain amount of years, I think the girlfriend title you should be promoted. You should be promoted to the fiance title. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So yes. Well,
I guess she got promoted. And then she got promoted again. Hence, this is why we are where we are here today. So going back to what I said, the 6 things that I think we've come up with and we want to share with you guys. It's important because you do have to look at these things. Otherwise, you could find yourself getting into a relationship where you ended up regretting the decision. So
that's right.
Let's start with number 1. Don't ever get into a relationship when you are desperate. No.
Yeah.
Desperation is bad.
Yeah. Or bored.
Hey, listen, if you're just getting with someone to fill in some kind of gap in your own life, they're not being placed there because you want them there, really.
Right.
Maybe you had a bad breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've been lonely lately. You just want some companionship.
Yeah.
Maybe you've parents been in your case that you got to bring someone home and you're like, just to shut them up, I'm going to get with you and bring someone home.
Yeah. Please don't do
all
that.
your friends around you are getting married and you're like, just, I got to get with the first person that I get with.
Mm-hmm. Please don't do that too.
So desperation is never a good reason to jump into a relationship. Right. Now, if you just came out of a bad relationship, maybe you just need a friend. Maybe you just take some time away and clear your head. Mm-hmm. You go to therapy if it's really bad. But sometimes you're not ready to be with someone.
I agree.
And desperation, no. Don't take someone just to fill in some kind of void. Yeah.
It's like you have this gap in your life and you need something to fill it with. Like you got to get something to, fill that gap. Doesn't mean you need to get a man or a girl for you to fill that gap. It just easily could be where you just need to get some friends or, just enjoy yourself. Because sometimes having someone is great. However, but being by yourself is always good too,
I'll say this. Sometimes there are urges that needs to be satisfied. And I'll just say that.
And there's
but you don't have to get in a relationship.
But there's stuff for that. Yeah, there's stuff out there for that. So hey, go ahead and get yourself some.
Yeah. Listen, if you have an urge you need to satisfy the urge. And that's it.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're looking for something long term, yes. Getting someone to fill in the gap, that's not the case. However, that doesn't mean you can't come into a great person.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, take your time, really get to feel this person to see if it makes sense. And then you can commit.
Yeah.
That way, you won't get your heart broken and you won't have regrets and feel even worse than the way you were when you started.
Right.
So don't get into a relationship if you are desperate.
Yeah. And as you were talking about that, and I'm thinking, just don't lower your expectations too, because you're so desperate. You'll take anybody. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'll take anyone. I'm desperate, so I'm going to lower the expectations that I have, and I'm going to just like let it go. No, y'all, listen, if you're a young girl, it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, 30s. I don't think you should just like lower what you really, really want based on what you feel like you should find someone, because we all have our partners out there somewhere. Eventually he's gonna show up. And I'm telling you, and I want to say this too, where don't lower yourself, don't lower your expectations because you're trying to fit into someone else's expectations.
Well said.
Yeah.
Now the second thing is, don't get into a relationship when you barely know who that person is.
Right.
You met this person online, and before you know it, you boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're getting ready to get married. So, no. Get to know this person. Take your time. Go on a few dates. Make sure they're not a serial killer of some sort.
Bring a friend.
You never know.
You gotta bring a friend, because you never know who you're gonna go on that blind date with. And there's nothing wrong with dating online if this is what you feel like is gonna work for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if you feel like, man, I'm gonna give it a try because I tried a club, the school, the library, the church. The bars, the restaurants, and then there's no one there. So there's options, right? We live in a century now. There's so many options where people can just, easily meet them. If you're a Christian person, you can go on christianmingle.com.
Okay. Well, yes, it's a place where you can meet people.
You can go, like, if I wasn't married and I dated I probably would go.
christianmingle.com? Why not? But yes, wherever you can find someone, find someone. Because if you really need someone, you got to find someone. Now, when you find that person, make sure you really give yourself time to know who they are. Because one thing you find out, when you barely know someone, it'll get really awkward quickly.
Yeah.
Because first you have nothing in common.
Right.
Your conversation will be awkward because you don't even know this person. So take your time. Get to know this person. have lots of conversations about everything about this person. Now,
Yeah.
once you really know who this person is, you realize you click together, you have things in common. Yes, at that point, open yourself up, get in a relationship, make some kids, get married, do whatever you want to do. There's no room for regrets. But yeah, make sure that you get to know this person before you commit to anything.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Right. The third thing is, they may not be the person you think they are.
Yeah, that's what happened when you are doing the online dating, right? Because people lie on their profile.
Listen, people lie. And when you put something online, you got to make sure it looks good.
Right. It's like a resume.
And you say good things about it.
It's literally, that's what it is, a resume.
Yeah. And obviously when you meet with this person, sometimes it could be the right person. Maybe the personality traits that are misrepresented.
I'm a tall black
on the
man.
Online. The
I'm
physical traits sometimes is difficult for you to get tricked. Because once you see this
6'5".
person in person, I don't care if you said you're 6'5".
And then comes to find
If
out
you're
I ain't meant to say
4'3",
he's 5'4". He's
right?
5'6".
So, but people may not be who you think they are. And this is where it's important that take some time to really fill them out. Because you may find their views and your views may be completely different.
Right.
You may have absolutely nothing in common.
Yes.
This person may be an atheist and you may be a Christian.
Right.
So, not that they're a bad person. It may just be that they're not who you're looking for.
Right. Right.
So take time to really get to know this person.
Yeah.
Not just are they a good person. No, are they a good fit for you?
Right.
They may be a nice person. They may be a good looking person. They may be an attractive person. They may be a caring person. But if their views in life is different than yours, maybe you want 6 kids and they want none. Maybe they want to live in a mansion. You want to live in a hut. Whatever the difference may be, you have to take those into consideration, because what someone wants will determines how they behave in life.
Yeah.
And if that person wants something different than you are, then you're probably not going to kick.
Yeah, I agree. And I definitely think that you should take the time, as you said earlier, to learn more about that person. So the good thing about it is when you both Christian and you both go to the same church, it's always good for you to follow that person, to see how they act, how they behave, right? Let's talk about it. Use us as an example. We were in the same group and I see how you were around other people. And
to be honest with you, I behave differently when I'm in the group than when I was away from you.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that. Okay. It's good to know. He's such a liar. So yeah, it's like, because you see how this person's behavior is versus like you're dating someone online and you don't know nothing about this person.
Yeah.
And God forbid your parents find out that you're dating someone that you have no idea who they are online. And then that can also be an issue because, if they are a serial killer, like you mentioned earlier. So it's so important for you to really learn that person, for you to get to know who they are. Because listen, people be lying out there. Okay? People be lying.
Yeah. And if I can add to this, learn to look beyond the physical traits.
The looks.
Yeah, you have to.
But she gotta look pretty.
Yes. It's good to be with someone who's
and
attractive.
He gotta look good.
But if the attraction is the only thing that's there, this is still not a good person for
Right.
you. So learn to look beyond the physical traits, because there's a lot to a person than just what they look like.
Yeah, the look, they're hot, they're popular, they got cars, they got money.
Yes.
Because you see them and you want to be with them. It's just, to me, I feel like it's just natural. But then in reality, you don't know who they truly are, because people change, right? I could meet with you now and then we get along very good. We talk, we do things, we have a good time. But then at night, you're like a completely different person. Right.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people who
turn
put up
into
front.
a monster.
Yeah, who put up front because, I'm trying to get with her because I got to show her the good side of me. But then when we truly together,
A different person.
You like a completely different person. You're like, man, who is this guy? and it does happen in real life.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. The fourth thing, if I can add, is there's this whole concept of soulmate, which is very important because anyone we get with, we want that person to be the mate that we die with.
Yeah.
Eventually. So make sure this person can be a good candidate to be a soulmate.
Yeah.
So, and this is where you start looking at the belief, what it is
Right.
that you believe in. What does this person believe in? What are the personality traits? What are the things that's important to them? Do you share the same faith? Do you believe in the same thing? Can you support each other when you need? So those are all the traits that we look for in a soulmate.
Yeah.
See if that's there in this person, because sometimes just a spark where you meet, you hit it off, you think that's it, but you gotta learn to look. Does this person
Laugh at my silly jokes?
maybe that's the case? Laugh at your silly jokes, but it's important that you look for these things, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna commit to someone and you think, hey, listen, this person should be my soulmate, look for the traits that will make them that.
Yeah.
And obviously people can grow into things, and you won't pick that up the first day, the second day, the third day, nor even the fourth day. So it's going to have some time to really pick up these characteristics, just to make sure that whoever you are with would be that soulmate that you're looking for. Now, if you're just looking to have fun, then forget it.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to put something together, something long-term, something you want to last until you die, yes. Make sure this person can be a soulmate is important.
Yes, I agree. But because you can tell in the beginning that this is a good man, this is a good girl, like this is my soulmate. Because, you should be able to tell. I mean, yes, you can tell. There's, like I said earlier, the jokes, his corny jokes, we laugh and we could just like talk and have a good time without even like.
Well, when you're with someone that there's a certain feeling that you have.
Right.
And obviously this feeling may not be on the first day, it may take time for you to develop it.
Of course.
But once you and obviously it'll be mutual as well. Because this person would feel the same. Because if you're feeling that way and they don't,
right,
they're not your soulmate.
No.
It's a mutual feeling that you both, and you'll know it. And when you reach that level, by all means, yes, let this person have you and all of you.
That's right.
Right.
Listen, there's tons of celebrities out there who claim that they find their soulmates, and then a year or two later, you're like, what happened?
I remember hearing that I'm not gonna say the name, but an older celebrity lady. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's had numerous relationships over the years, but I think right before COVID, you had me listen to one of her interviews. Podcast? I think not a podcast. It's an interview because she was working on a film, and she was talking so highly of this guy that she met.
Yeah,
and she's like, "That's it.
Yeah,
I see myself. Everything. This person is it."
Right.
And 2 years later,
yeah.
I heard something happen. I don't know. Sometimes I think these people just make these things up just for making them up. But obviously, when we talk about soulmate, not like the way these people do.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes they do things just to be in the media.
Right. I think there's a difference between regular people's soulmate
and celebrity soulmate.
Celebrity soulmates. Because, y'all, when you regular people, they're not regular. But I feel like when you know what you've been through and, where you guys been and how things been, you like, man, we've been through this and this and this and this together and we're still kicking it. This is your soulmate. It don't matter if it's like
not one that you swap out every 2 years,
Right. Now, don't tell me 2 years later you're gonna come and tell me this other guy is your soulmate. I'm gonna be like, you know what? It's just the other guy. This is not your soulmate. But it's so true. It's so true. It's definitely important for you to feel like, man, this is my true. Like my husband is like so much similar to me. I don't know if it's because we're both Capricorn, if we're both homebody, but it's always good for you to feel like, man, I have so much chemistry with this person and so much in common and so much alike that we have going on. I think it's so important too.
Yeah. And number 5, or the fifth thing don't fall for victim to relationship burnouts.
What does that mean?
Well, some of us, when we first get into a relationship, we get so intense. The energy that we're bringing is so much. We things are great with each other. We talk all the time. We text all the time. We spend every waking minutes all the time.
Yeah, we go to sleep with the phone.
We meet all the parents, all the family. We it's like relationship on overdrive.
An overdose.
And yes, you're bound to get burnt out. So, it's important to take your time to, go through the normal steps of, okay, I do this, we'll move to the next one. But you take everything, you just do everything and all at once, someone's going to get overwhelmed.
And that's going to be
and they're probably going to ghost you. Now, this is not me saying don't spend time together, but it's good to spend time away as well.
Right.
So, yes. Believe me, if every minute I had to be on the phone with Sissy and I had to go see her every day and I had to keep texting her morning, nights, day,
what you
rain,
talking about?
shine. No. Listen, we can get tired. We need space for ourselves, and we need that.
Yeah, your space was you at your parents, and I was at my parents. That's all space.
Yes. And some days I need to give my ears a break as well.
Oh, I just text you.
Listen, there is such a thing of running out of things to talk about.
Not here.
Well, you're good at repeating yourself, so maybe not you. But me, yes. I can only talk about certain things for so long. Oh, if I talk to you about this yesterday, I'm not going to talk to you about the same thing again.
Well, I'm good at
not a different version of it.
I'm good at repeating myself because I want to make sure that you heard me the first. If you didn't hear me the first time, I want to make sure that you hear me again.
Not me. What I'm saying, sometimes you would run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Or you start fabricating things, or you start talking about people, which is one thing that
dudes, yes, the guys will always run out of words. They always going to run out of what to say. But us ladies, we always gonna be talking. We always have something to say. We were born with this. Okay? You're gonna be tired. Y'all gonna be tired of hearing us talking. However, I do feel like when we gotta talk, y'all better be listening.
So burnout is a real thing. And don't fall victim to that. So when you planning on getting in it or you've gotten in a relationship, make sure you pace it out where you allow time for yourself to decompress, to relax, to have some alone time, and tell this person to give you a break. Today's not the day that I want to hang out with you. It's okay. Not that you don't like this person.
Right.
It's just that you need the moment to yourself.
But then in the back of our mind, us ladies, we're going to be thinking about, okay, is he going out with somebody else? Why does he need a break from me?
Well, I may want to go out with my friends and just...
Let's say I was not that type of girlfriend, but then, because if he asks for a break, if he doesn't want to talk to me the whole day.
I just don't pick up the phone.
I'll be like, okay. Well, sometimes you'll be telling me that, hey, babe, I'm going to be taking some time tomorrow, or I'm going to be doing something. And then I'll be like, okay, fine. We'll talk later on.
I'm not coming to see you this week.
This weekend. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or we'll just talk at night. Like, I'll give you the whole day to do whatever you need to do. And then at night, we'll just be on the phone talking. And that's how it was for me. And I'm okay with that. But if you're going to tell me that you're going to go out and not talking to me for the whole day, I'm going to be like, okay, first of all, what's wrong with you? And secondly, okay, is there somebody else? Because in the back of our mind, we are going to be thinking that, okay, there is someone else. Because if we're together, we're supposed to be talking every day. We're supposed to be talking. Not a lot on the phone, but we're supposed to be talking at least good morning or good night. Actually, both. Good morning, babe. How are you? How's your night? And then good night.
When we were dating, the technology that exists these days were not in existence. But if I was dating you, I would find an AI voice and program it on my phone to send you a voice. Not that we can send FaceTime messages. I'll pre-record it and send it out.
That is so messed up. But okay, I get it.
You can program text. I program the text, or I keep copying the same text and send it to you.
But you've been doing that anyway.
Yes, why not? Technology simplified. But going back to the burnout, it's a real thing, and it's important to allow yourself time to be away as you build that relationship.
Right.
Now, don't go away and do craziness, but I'm talking about be away so you can give yourself enough things that happened between the time you spoke last to the next time, so you can have something to talk about.
And also, I think go away to it build attention. It build like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk to him. You know, I can't wait to talk to her.
Make me want to see you.
Make me want to talk to you.
I saw you earlier this morning. I'm not looking forward to see you in there because I saw you earlier this morning. So let me be away for a little bit so I miss you.
Okay. I agree.
Real thing. You think I could stay home every day?
He's not talking to me. This is general.
But I don't want to stay home every day.
He's talking to me.
Yeah, I don't want to stay home every day. Yeah, I'll do it for a week. But imagine
what
you
if
doing.
your business was at home?
I'll put in a separate room.
He's like, I'll put in a separate room.
Hey, the last thing I want to say when it comes to these things again. So the sixth thing is, don't put too much pressure on your partner from the beginning.
Yes.
There's those people that they feel you, they feel like you're the good person, they like you, and all of a sudden they love you, and they're talking about they want to marry you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, give people time, give the relationship time to get to that level.
Right.
Or you meet this person today, tomorrow you're already like, I love you, and all that stuff. I want to know.
I don't think we say I love you until what? We were into our...
I still haven't said I love you.
In our relationship, I think
like
6
you.
months.
6 months? I don't recall. But it happened later.
Yeah.
Because I need to be sure that I love this woman before I said that.
You lying?
I needed to be sure that I love this woman before I said that.
Anyways.
Because, I had my options.
Yeah, same here. I had doctors, lawyers. I had a line of them. And my mom was like, there's one. Him.
None of them looked as good as I did and were as sophisticated as I am.
No comments.
Anyway, so, but yeah, don't put so much pressure on whoever you're with from the beginning.
Well, let me say this. He's right. He got more swag than them. Yes, you do have more swag.
Yeah.
And that black that you had that night. Kind of like, who that? And I was like this. So I was like, who that?
I was radiating.
Yes, you were. He was all black, y'all. He knows how to get me. He was all black. He already black, but he was like all black.
Listen,
so yes, he got more swag than them. It could be doctor, lawyers, or whatever you are. And there was some good engineers too. But my man, the businessman, showed up, with his suit on. But his head wasn't like that. His hair was like very, very, very Caribbean style.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yes, he did have
swag.
But
yes, I had swag.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
You can say thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But don't pressure your partner from the beginning. It's a bad thing. Give the relationship time to grow into whatever it develops into, and when it comes to that point, it'll be a natural process,
right?
Not a forced one,
right? So,
relationships are really amazing.
They are.
It's an amazing thing to experience.
18 years.
And if you feel like you're jumping into a relationship, it may not be the best solution for you.
Right.
So take your time to get into it at the right speed.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean if you see someone, you like someone, you want to get with this someone, you shouldn't try to get with them. You should.
Go for it.
But exercise, these caution. Look at these things. Make sure that as you build this relationship, that you follow these steps. Take time to learn you know who this person is. Don't jump in just because you're desperate, but make sure that you're genuinely ready to get into a relationship.
Yes.
Get to know this person. Make sure that they're the right person with you. Look for those traits that makes them the soulmate that you could potentially be looking for. And please do not propose to this person the next day.
Yes, don't do that. And y'all, it doesn't hurt for you to like, hey, I see this girl. She seems cool. I'm going to ask her to go out. You know, the worst that could happen, she said no. Right?
Yes.
At least you do it. At least you take her out. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. And you can't really tell on the first date.
No.
If you see someone that you really like, that this girl has some good.
If you get to have a second date, it's a good thing. If this person ghosts you after the first date, then it's a bad thing.
Well, yeah, then it's a bad thing. And you know that for sure. But I'm just saying, like, if it's like, you know, hey, let's just see what's in there. Let's just go out the first time, the second time, the third time. If there's something there, then let's just make it official.
Just make it official.
Yeah, but if it's not there, then let's just say friends. At least we know we give it a try to see if there's something there, which I think you should do. And
I believe
who
so.
You are.
And listen, this is it. So that's what you should be looking for, or at least pay attention to when it comes time to getting into a relationship. So we appreciate you guys for listening to our podcast today. And again, what was the title again? Reason why you should never rush into a relationship.
Never.
Please
capitalize never.
Yes.
Okay.
Please share, subscribe, like, leave comments. We really appreciate you. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. We'll keep bringing interesting subjects to you guys. And until then, peace.
Bye.